SEJUANI has been buffed for this patch, and obviously next patch when they buff Warmogs will be even stronger. We have the Singe doing Singe things, which is why we're starting here, just to show you that in fact, some top laners are still dumb. Regardless, SEJUANI's passive, huge bonus resistance is given to her, extra HP scaling to her spells, less early game damage, so the base values have gone down, basically saying, hey look, we don't want you to be obnoxious early with the kit that you have, but as you scale, yeah, you get nice and strong. Now, this is where my mind goes for next patch, and I played a lot of these kinds of tanks. I do love Heartsteel Warmogs combination, and I'm not necessarily saying that, hey, this is going to be de facto the best, but I do think on some tanks it will be, considering Warmogs is going to have 1,000 HP. Absolutely huge. Now, in this game, as you would have seen from the runes, we don't go with the Precision Tree second, which obviously, you do kind of like to go in SEJUANI, but I'm a sucker for the domination secondary on my own jungle and SEJUANI jungle. I just like having the ult up or being able to move around a little quicker, doing a bit of extra damage. The most important thing about that is we have here Singe, we have here Yasuo, we obviously have here the Rakan, which means SEJUANI's E would have no issue proccing that this game, so the attack speed there, while it's useful in these scenarios, is less advantageous than if you had, say, a full range comp where maybe you want to have that alacrity just so you can proc your E a bit more frequently and so on. Now, regardless, I still like domination. So let's see what the SEJUANI does. Akshan uses the Prior to ward the Raptors, and as we all know, you should track this and understand this. Yes, you could decide if you see the Akshan dip down to ward to go ahead to the Krugs into the red, delay your showing on the Raptors, but I do prefer that strategy if you're, say, a Bel'Veth and you're starting on Wolves, right? If you start on Wolves, Grant Blue, just for a bit of mislead and misdirection, and then you go down here and you see, aha, mid laner dips down, wards and goes back up, well, if the enemy jungle is pathing in the same direction, and I had this in a master coaching yesterday as well, the Lee Sin on the enemy team said, oh, free invade, and I said to the Bel'Veth, you might be invaded. She was. We won out because we were mentally prepared for it, but in this case, what we could have also done is just stay out of vision, Krugs, red, into the Raptors, and now you're going to have Wolves and Grump, nice up sequencing. And of course, if you want to get away from the enemy jungler, then you have the control. However, in this case, as you can see from SEJUANI, she tracked that Akshan warded, she tracked that Akshan has disappeared, and now she's warded over the wall just in case there is some shenanigans afoot. I would more drag it out. Like, I know it's less likely. You're less likely to lose the buff if you push it against the wall, but you're also more in a compromised position. But, SEJUANI things will be fine. We have Q. So, Viego does his full clear, as you do. SEJUANI does her full clear, as you do. Viego decides to counter gank in the bottom side from the Yasuo's roam, and arrive the pig does. Koshor is here, you absolutely must head to Virkayu.gg. Not only do I have a free jungle improvement resource, I also have a dedicated program with jungle video courses, jungle coaching classes, a jungle VOD library, special weekly content you'll see nowhere else, as well as all of this hosted in a private jungle Discord. And if there is one thing I'm good at, it's making junglers go from low elo to high elo, as seen by the great number of success stories from the end of last season and already the beginning of season 14. So to climb faster than everybody you know and to jungle diff every game you play, head to Virkayu.gg or click the link in the description below. And I think, do we necessarily want to go too aggressive here as the red team? There's a wind wall, beautifully done, nicely chucked E from the SEJUANI there as well. There it is, excuse me. Not quite, there it is. But yes, nice gank from red team's perspective, a little bit egotistical to kind of hang around. Now, SEJUANI's point of view is the following. Akshan has definitely left the lane. However, we do have a lower HP Rel, and, oh, nice E over the wall there as well. We do have the Viego in the vicinity. Yeah, I get this. You kind of want to hover, you kind of want to go. Higher econ junglers, you take the scuttle, you go across mid lane, you hold this sucker right here, maybe you take this as Akshan allows you to. Cool beans. But as a tank jungler, you're okay being a little bit more on the lower econ side, especially if you are able to make the enemy jungler have less than you. So as a tank jungler, if I only have, say, 4,800 to 5,000 gold at 14 minutes, but I have high KP and have objective control, and the enemy carry jungler has 1,000 gold less than me, I'm happy, right? Like, I don't care that I don't have the 6,000 for the carry rule. Ideally, I would, but, it's not a mandated thing on a lower econ tank, more win condition jungler. Now, from our perspective, we know that Viego's going to be in the top side. I think SEJUANI should know that as well. The Singe was like, well, why didn't you come gank my lane after Scuttle? And I think that's absolutely the right call here. So SEJUANI's going to hit that flash Q, and we'll follow with an E there, one more auto attack, and of course W will be up shortly. Don't overcommit. Oh, she's going for the kill. Yes, I like it. Now Viego's maybe going to get something. Let's have a look here. No, okay, good. As long as you deny the Viego, that's huge. But if we just go back in time here, from SEJUANI's point of view, any jungler's point of view, you take the Scuttle, you know Viega's going to be here, you know he has Atom advantage, but as soon as you see the Rumble do this, this should be a cut up. I think she should have anticipated it a bit quicker. Maybe then you don't need to flash, but probably need to flash. But let's just hypothetically say if she reacted immediately and properly, maybe she doesn't need her flash to engage, but she can use it now to get out. And that's an important thing, right? If I don't need to use my flash to rotate because I wasn't late to the rotation, then I have it now for escape. Obviously here, this is huge. There's a Viego, tries to get a pig, can't get a pig, holds top lane, gets some free experience, 29 CS. So as he dips, you press tab, you see 29 CS. I know the guy's most likely going to go to his Raptors afterwards. Of course, in this particular case, I get swindled because he decides to come back into the top lane because the Singe is pushing up a little bit. But in the normal scenario, where the Singe doesn't int the Viego and the Viego can't go back and get a free kill, we would expect him 29 CS to go down to the Raptors here. Now, from SEJUANI's point of view, what are we thinking right now? Given that the Viego did go back topside, we know his Wolves, Grump are up, we know his Raptors are up, we know that we have our Grump up, and we know we have Raptors and Krugs. I'm looking at bottom lane and I'm saying, okay, Zeri's doing a solid job, we're kind of net neutral there, but we are winning that overall. We see that the Yasuo is primed for action on a level 5 Akshan, gonna force a flasher with a nice QW. Is the Viego gonna go to his bottom side camps here, or is he gonna flirt a bit more with going onto the Grubs? Now, we can see on a map here that he finishes his Grump and goes down, but I think from SEJUANI's perspective, when Viego dies top lane, as we do this, you see, this is the difference between a Master Tier and a Challenger scenario, I think. Like, let's just look at this here. Watch your behavior, right? So what I'm talking about is as follows. We go here, we force this out, now we dip down. Now you've got to be F-king the whole time for Viego's E because you can see him before he actually shows. But I would not be surprised to see the Viego here try and force the Raptors into the Grubs considering the Rumble prior. And from SEJUANI's point of view, if you go up to the Grump and try and do this, that's fine. But what if then he goes to the bottom side? What if the Grubs here are not the best play? What if he does rotate here and Rumble collapses and Yasuo's not ready to do, like, too many question marks, right? So let's just go for a more guaranteed play as a tank. And I think here, we don't know where the Viego is. Look at SEJUANI though. Look at this. She's not reacting to this quickly, just like top lane. She's a little bit behind on the plays, and she's standing still a little bit too much. There needed to be the courage of your convictions there. She said, look, I'm going to give up those Grubs. I'm going to go ahead and pass to the underside of mid lane and get that flash from Akshan. Cool. I am reasonably close to level 6, but I still need a little bit more camps. In this particular case, you are strong enough to go and still find out where the Viego is, to see what's up, to get some division, to fall back to your Krugs and potentially lane gank down here. If you are willing to give up the Grubs for these more guaranteed plays, it has to be for something important and not just waffling in the rivers looking for potential events, right? So that's kind of what I'm getting. Yeah, where I'm going with this. Now, we do have SEJUANI hitting the Caitlyn here. Yeah, nice play by the Viego. Yeah, this is too forced. This is too forced. So as a tank, I'm glad this is actually happening because sometimes you see such pristine tank gameplay from the challenger players, and it's a bit unrealistic. Yeah, look, I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. I might sacrifice bottom lane here just to go Grump into this and trust that no one's rotating. Or if Rumble's pushing it, I'll just gank it again, shove the wave, and then, of course, get free Grubs unless it's a freeze, and I'll just leave it and I'll do the Grubs and, you know, repeat gank again. And when Viego does show on the bottom side here, then, hey, I'm primed, I got it, it's free, I can go top side counter jungling, gank top lane again. And then I'm so strong, even though that we gave up the dragon, I can reset now, go bottom lane with 6, and that's free kill with Rakan, right? So that's typically where my mind goes. That's my problem, all right? I do kind of focus a little bit too much on that, and that's always something important to think about, right? Enemy jungler might be coming, no prio. Maybe it's better to go do something else. The one thing I definitely advise all of you not to do is waffle in the river after a great gank in the mid lane, get absolutely no experience, you know Viego's in the vicinity, you force yourself into that bottom lane gank, and you die because you're taking a full minion wave, and your bottom lane, we're not really ready for that. Now, the benefit of the situation here is that we do have prio, so in a Bel'Veth mood or something like this, maybe you want to be a bit more aggressive with this prior. Obviously, we see the support rotate over. Singe is now proxying. I hate these waffle moments. You do see a lot of this in Master at the moment. Viego gets a kill there, and now obviously what we want to do is maximize the situation, which is, of course, at least get one grub, and then we can get out. Still, this phase of the game, big problem in this elo. Most elos, actually. The second phase, the third phase, jungling. Yeah, I do think, you know, once you go bottom side there after ganking the Akshan the first time when we burned a splash, go and be a bit more adventurous, right? Nice rotation there. We'll cut in. There's the transitive ult onto the Akshan. Can we follow this up here? Yasuo hits that Q knockup. We'll dash out there. Viega's going to go in and get a kill onto the Yasuo as well. And now we are in a bit of a situation. Try and peel as best you can here as a tank, obviously. There's the E. Obviously, most likely, we're going to use it to get out. There we go. Little knockup. All right. So Viego is now at 3,800 gold. We're at 3,300. So it looks worse than it is, actually, which is quite fun. We see him over here on the vision. So my point was, once you gank underneath in the Akshan, you burn the flash. Don't know where the Viego is. Did he go grab this into grubs? Is he going to the bottom side to try gank bottom? I don't know. So instead of waffling on the river here, go and commit a little bit, right? Go get some division. I don't mind if you actually hold on to a warding totem for second rotation as a tank. Obviously, you want the scanner for ganking and for clearing. That's, yes, I agree. Yes, that's the way we do things. But I wouldn't question you too much if you decided just to keep it in a bit of a weird game, just so you can get some deep vision on enemy junglers. But obviously here you got your supports and laners doing it, so shouldn't be a problem. But it's more just I want to find out where the Viego is. And apparently we were wrong to go away from that fight because Akshan decided to overcommit since it showed up here. And we're going to hit another flash Q, that W. Oh, we'll get it through with the E. And we are trying to go onto the... All right. Oh no. Well, he died, so it's fine. So Singe makes a good play for us. Nice play. A lot of Fiesta gaming right now. Remember, next patch, they will be buffing jungle experience. So SEJUANI in these situations, you don't want to be behind too much in CS. And as you look at the CS, you're like, but she's ahead. Exactly. Viego is benefiting from the large skirmishing we're having here, and SEJUANI's had a better approach to sequencing. So she would be in a much stronger position from next patch, even though she has 3-3-3 and he has 4-2-2, same KP, 1 extra death. Yeah, we lost some objectives, but you will have more experience from the camps you have rinsed. And it's important to remember, it's not just the level 1 camps, it's the level 2, the level 4 camps, the 5 camps, the 6 camps, and so on. Viego shows on vision. We have here a rumble. We're going to try and get this guy down here. Obviously, he has no ultimate. We'll root him with the E, and then we decide not to overcommit. Honestly, I think, yeah, that's the right call, but there is a point where you can kill him, by the way, so. Let's see. We've gone for the Sunfire for maximum clear and burn damage. That will change next patch as well. However, the build won't. Like, you're still going to build it. Still going to build Warmogs and Heartsteel and all the HP you like, but don't forget to build resistances as well. However, remember, SEJUANI scales way more with HP now. We're looking for this. We're going to Q into an R, into a W. Rel does a disengage. The Q hits in the back line here. Little overzealous from the SEJUANI. But the Sin shows up again. We'll hit another W there. That damage is going to be juicy now. 4 points in it. Yeah, we do like bonus HP scaling. And now we just carry on farming. So, to summarize this first phase of the game, let's actually get there first. See what we got. We're at 4.9k gold, now 200 ahead of the Viego. Always good, he's topside here. We don't know that? Well, you should know that by inference, right? Oh, he's not here, I saw him go up, he must be topside. And then obviously the dragon fight is going to occur, so we know he will probably try to reposition for that, or he'll just say, you know what, I give it up, and I'll go focus topside, I'll try to steal the grubs. We'll see what he chooses to do, because we don't know. Oh, hello, again. Who could have foreseen this event? There we go. There we go. Just keep auto-attacking. Nicely done. Forces ult out. Zero will flash follow. SEJUANI has 6 seconds on her ultimate here. Cut the wave. Very nice. See, that's how you beat these junglers. You just have a better sequence technique. You hit your ult there. We'll tank some stuff under the turret. We die. Not so good, but as a tank, you are used to dying for your teammates. Because we got 1 grub, we get an extra plate. That grub doing overtime work. Now, when you respawn, is your focus on grubs or dragon? My opinion, I want to go for the grubs because I got a Yasuo, I got a Ziri, and I also want to deny a Caitlyn Akshan comp for getting as many grubs as possible. So Akshan goes down here and does this one. Viego's obviously there with him. And now you can farm your camps while you relax. Keep your eyes open, keep your eyes up, look around the map. Always F-King, seeing what we can do here. 14 minutes, 16 seconds. Gold amount, 6.4 on SEJUANI, 5.3 on Viego. So, as I said in the beginning, if you are on the lower threshold of this at 40 minutes, that's fine, as long as you're ahead of the enemy jungler. In this case, if we're ahead and we get the 6,000 mark, good tank game. Obviously, maybe a few more deaths than I would expect, but the SEJUANI has been very good here. 5 points into W, 2 points in Q at this stage. Obviously, we lose the grub, so I'm smoking something good. But in principle, yes, we would be thinking about the grubs. Those of you who are like, but the grubs are dying, stop talking about the grubs. I think the principle here can be conveyed, even if we're technically wrong. But yes, you are correct. No 6 grubs in this game. So in which case, you would think more about the dragon, but I do not agree as we go for this nice fight on the turret here. Really good overall. Just look at the tank on the front line. Front line. Sit in front of your carries. Hit your Ws. Hit your Es. Hit your ults. Hit your Qs. That was fun. What's a champion with that whimsical design? I don't agree with going for this anyway, because they have the tempo advantage. The Akshan's going to be there with the Viego. Why go and coin flip something that I'm probably not going to get and not be in a position to capitalize? If this is going to spawn at 14 minutes and everyone goes bot and dies or whatever, and I got a free herald at 14, I'll take it. If I have time to do the grubs, I'll do the grubs. So that's the way I would approach that. Now, looking at the map, it's oh so dark, oh so scary. Yeah, you can see the SEJUANI is like, all right, I'm going to do this. But I'm a little bit afraid of people rotating, so she drags it out, obviously. The ward goes here, which means we know that she's on it. Viego's like, I'm not interested in that whatsoever. But I think, interestingly, they could have done something here, red team. This is a more risky play from the SEJUANI just to control these things because of the numbers. You see it on the map. But she's able to drag it out intelligently, stay out of vision. They have no idea how close to finishing that herald she is, so they don't know. Like, if I go in and it's already dead, that's a waste of time. So that's why that dragging out of fog was really good, actually. Now, mid lane turret's dead. SEJUANI is looking at collapsing on the sideline here. Could anticipate someone joining us as well. Predator is being used here by the Singe, by the way. Hook into a Q, into a W, into an E, into an ultimate. Just some auto attacks as well. Should have another W coming off. Singe is going to flash and reposition. And we are not quite able to get him, so we'll turn targets onto the Viego here. We just need to hit that E, which of course we don't have to because he dies. But you see, the positioning there is so important as a tank. Being able to eat and target swap is just critical. I know we tried to get the Rumble, but it was easy to swap then over to the Viego when it was clear we were not going to get him. Now, got up the mid lane. I would like level 11 for the next fight. So in my opinion, when the map is like this and all sagged off and soft, we can call it, don't go through the mid lane here. This wave is clearly not going to crash. Your teammates are not in a position to fight. You're not looking to go into the lane whatsoever. Go to your Krugs, take your red for your team, get level 11. By the time you've done that, they're in the mid lane. Now I can cut up and join them. I explained this to you in gold. I explained this to you in emerald. I explained this to you in Mazatya. Same thing. Maximize your camps in the mid game. Because now we've got mid lane down. We're pathing away from our team who are here. And how many times have you guys been doing this and then they get ulted by a Rengo? They get killed by an Evelyn who's just sitting in the lane. Versus not being able to do that because you are right with them at this moment. And also, if you are here right now, you can push up nicely with your team. And this wave that's going to crash here, we just push it up. We get a vision line prior for the dragon. And obviously, you can do all this stuff anyway. So this might work out for us in this environment. But just as a general rule, I would approach it the way I explained. Because you will more often than not find yourself in a better situation. Because look, see, this is what I'm talking about. It's exactly, now this vision line is pushed all the way down, and this wave is crashing and being lost to no one, so the Zeri is going to go for it, and if this dragon's about to spawn in 15 seconds, then you lose your position there. So that's why I would do what I said. And as you go here, look at this, as I said, you know, we're not in the right position. Out of base, Krugs red, sync up with your bottom lane, shove the sucker up here, watch out for flanks on the side, kite down, have deep vision, got used to it here, you can always move up and join him very, very easily. You can always keep people here otherwise. The Singe is obviously not in the picture at this stage, so you have to factor in the 5v4, but I think you're in a way better position than when you go mid lane, cut down, go around this way, leave her by herself, she joins you, which most ADCs won't, then goes back to catch this wave, Akshan sees her, Caitlyn ults preemptively, which is of course what you want to do, and the Akshan is so damn unlucky not to kill the Zeri, so the Q flash there from the Viego will get it. He then is going to kill the Singe. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Now, Viego over commits and Singe does work and kills the Akshan, so, you know, it works out for us, but don't results-based it as a tank jungler. 100% we wanted to be avoiding this scenario, because I know a lot of you and other ELOs are saying, that's right, my team dies, they're idiots. Well, yeah, sure. But you're also the idiot in this situation because you're sitting here looking at the goo and like, oh, guys, why are you dying without me? You're the tank. Why aren't you with them? And good rotation here. Yasuo does a good job. And, you know, we're able to carry the scenario because we're fed. and our team are doing, half of our team are doing a solid job, but you can see where it would not work out for you. So just a little mid-game tip. And as I said, if we were able to snack the next 3 grubs, instead of missing them by a few seconds, that's 4, right? And that would give us mites. So we would have traded the second dragon for those mites. Then you use those mites for the pressure I just described, which gives you a very free third dragon. I think it's the best way to play at the moment. Give up first 2 dragons, make sure you try and get 6 grubs, play the map this way, and all the other dragons will be with you. You're not coin flipping any sort of elder scenarios, and as a big old-fashioned buff tank, you're just sitting here and eating everything as possible, and we're killing everything as much as possible, and then we're dying, unfortunately, as much as possible. And rationally, you know, I'm having a talk about this, but why are you cutting between turrets and everybody dying? Yeah, now that's a free Baron, no? Should be a free Baron. There it is! Free Baron. Just had to siege the turret and take the turret and zone a little bit. We didn't have to fight and die, guys. I know Yasuo's not in the picture here, but like, let him do his pressure, and all you gotta do is match it a little bit and not give up a free Baron. So here again, we go Wolves, Blue, Grump, I think, away from our team. How can we fix this in this scenario? Because you want to say, well, do we go Blue, Grump, Wolves? You can do. Definitely better if the wave is pushed up here. But if the wave is pushed all the way up and your team are up, then Wolves, Grump, Blue, and then you can kite around and join them like that if you have time to do the camps. But then ask yourself, do I really need to do all 3 camps at this stage? Is this going to help me in this fight? And I think 99% here, you're probably going to say no. So you could easily look to do the blue into the scuttle and just shadow the scenario and start pushing up. Look for this fight. Because you see Akshan up here, no TP. You want to be right here to engage. So the greed for those top camps has now cost almost a dragon. And now it's almost, well, I could see this easily costing you either way. Especially if top lane has TP and you're just not in the picture. But SEJUANI is able to do the full quadrant. Well, not the full quadrant because the wolves went up, but the Grump of the blue and the scuttle. Which is fine, but still, my team's ready to do stuff, you know? Don't let them wait for you while you farm for unnecessary spikes that don't matter in the very next fight. Just do your blue for your team, get the Scott crap vision, move on over and join them, and then we can win. The reason this works out is because the team actually do a good job. Careful. But as I said, super tanky. Itemization here. We got the Heartsteel, obviously we got the Rorandu and Zoman, and we got this one here. Next up, your magic itemization if you need it. Again, careful here. Rumble does not have ultimate, fortunately. Akshan's coming for sure. We just have to eat as much as we can, but we do not want to be in ult range. We do not want to be in ult range. Run. Or die. That's better. Yeah. God, Rumble is a champion, isn't he? There's one. Ah, nice Q. Nice Q. Nice Q. Very good Q. So, a little bit of, you know, like, good tank play, but also, hey, we could improve these things. 10-6-9, done a good job, but I don't think we should have died 6 times, and I think it's a lot of it is greed and mispositioning and not being able to be primed for the fights we should be having. So, red secured, since splitting bot lane, we join up and sync up. And here we go. This is it, right? You want your whole team here for a mega fight with everyone resetting. Juicy, juicy, juicy. Sit in the front there, get that stump. Beautifully done here. Look at her just absorbing. Look at that ult in the back line there. And now, here we go. Zoning, turning, target swap, don't chase. Good. Easy. When you're this fed, all you gotta do is be with your team, especially if SEJUANI doing this much damage at this particular stage with the buffs. You know, the HP scaling means... The bonus HP scaling means is the more items you buy with HP, the stronger and stronger you're going to be. Yeah, we lost at early game damage, but did you really notice it? I mean, you do, but like, did it feel like it stopped the champion being good? No, of course not. She's better now. And having that element of scaling while removing pro play early game base damage dominance is always something we enjoy. Yes, we do. So, resistance is here. Gains 171 armor, 274 armor, 233 magic resist. After not taking damage for 7 seconds, so quite tanky. Huge increase in percentage, it was 25%. Huge increase in a lot of stuff in her kit here. Yeah, I like it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was a really nice buff, and I think next patch with Warmogs, we could think about these early Warmogs builds, just because the amount of HP is so obscene. And that's kind of what we used to do, right? We used to have Cinder Hulk and Warmogs and SEJUANI. back before Mythics were a thing, just because their passive was giving you so much that you didn't need it, and with the amount of HP you had, and if you snowballed correctly with the high base damage values that we used to have, no one can kill you, right? Like, no one's getting through 3,000 HP, plus Warmog's passive, plus SEJUANI passive, at a 20-minute interval, 50-minute interval, if you're playing properly. And so you're just an unkillable beast already. So it's interesting. I think we'll go a little bit back in that direction, but with more scaling. We'll see. We'll see. Things are going to change a little bit, but all in all, 3,000 damage on the Sunfire. I like the SEJUANI changes. Hopefully this tank guide helped you, no matter what tank you play. And as always, I'll see you all in the next one.